It's Charlotte from Creative Goddess Club, and I'm back with another episode of the Creative Goddess Show. It's Friday and it's the weekend again. Woohoo! I swear, last weekend went so quickly. I was very busy with my podcast launch for my new course, Simply Start Your Passion podcast, and I was just so ingrained in all of it. And I've also not been very well recently, so I've had a bit of COVID, unfortunately. So I've been recovering from that, and I swear last weekend it was gone like that. So this weekend I'm excited to have a little bit more relaxation, and also when I'm allowed out I can go and see my family and friends again. So that's going to be awesome, and I hope you've got something amazing planned too. I'm so excited to hear what you get up to. Always update me on social media. I want to know where you're listening from. If you could tag me at Creative Goddess Club, that would be so awesome, because I know that so many of you around the world are listening to this, and I just want to see where you are, and I want to put a name to the face. That would be so cool. So I want to talk to you today about something that is quite topical for me, I would say. So as I've said, I've been a little bit unwell, and I'm someone who, for example, if I go on holiday, I don't like resting too much. And I say resting because obviously going on holiday is a rest in itself, isn't it? But I'm not very good at lying around on a sun lounger in the sunshine, which sounds a bit crazy, but I obviously do enjoy the sunshine, and I love all the goodness that comes with sunshine. Vitamin D makes me feel really good, but I just can't go on a holiday where I'm just kind of lying on the lounger doing reading for days and days on end. I could probably do it for 1 or 2 days, but no more than that really. I'm definitely one of the people who just likes to be active and going around and exploring. So why is this relevant? Well, because today in this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of resting in your business, because I think we can get to the point sometimes where we are just go, 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 active, whether that's on social media a lot, whether that's talking to people a lot, and just using up a lot of energy. And I don't think we realise sometimes how much energy we are actually using by being an entrepreneur. It requires a lot of energy, and I'm not just talking physical energy, talking to people and creating lots of different things, but it's also that mental energy. We're always thinking, aren't we, about different things that we can do in our businesses, and there's always those mindset demons as well creeping in, and I think that they can really get to us sometimes and really, really drain our energy without us even realising, to the point where sometimes we do get a bit unwell and we kind of don't know how to rest. We don't know how to just stop and be. I'm definitely someone who is very guilty of not having proper cut-off times when I'm working. Sometimes if I'm just really all in on something, I will want to continue doing that, maybe in the evening sometimes, and maybe on weekends too, because I just want to see it through, and I want it to be the best possible version of what it can be. So naturally, my passion shines through a lot in my business, but that can also lead to feeling quite drained. And also, like I said, when I'm not feeling very well, I can really, really struggle to take those required breaks. And I say this from experience. So yesterday, after days of working on my course and putting it out there on social media and sending emails and all those various things that come with launching a new product, I just felt so tired. I reached a point in the afternoon where I was unable to do anything else. I just thought, you know what? I need to surrender to this. I need to just be I just need to open myself up to the benefits of having a break. And I know the importance of self-care. I totally get that. And I am actually really good with things like self-care. I mean, taking nice baths and reading and going out for walks and things like that. I'm very good at that, but I'm not so good at almost like taking a nap in the middle of the day, which is what I ended up doing yesterday. So I just reached this point, like I said, of feeling absolutely like just exhausted, and that will have been, you know, how ill I've been, and also just like maybe tiredness as well. So I kind of just felt like I'm gonna take a nap and I'm gonna see what happens, and that's what I did. And like, I think it was only for about 90 minutes. I woke up and I was like, okay, I do feel a bit better now, and that just helps so much to just acknowledge that that is what your body needs. So if you're feeling like me and you're like, you feel like you've just got to keep going and going and going when you're not feeling yourself, you might not be feeling 100%, please give yourself permission to take that physical break from doing all the time, because it will work wonders. And once you give yourself that permission, it really opens yourself up to giving yourself permission to do other things too. And it just made me feel so much better, because I knew that I'd done something good for myself, and it was actually the best thing that I could possibly have done. So I was like, I made the right call there. Another example I want to give you is last week I was sort of, you know, all in creating my course, putting it out there. And sometimes I think we can get quite overwhelmed as entrepreneurs, like doing those kind of things, you know, when you're really like full focused on something, you don't realize how much you're thinking about it, you know, how much energy you're actually putting into it. And what happened was I reached a point later on in the day where I just felt so mentally exhausted. And I was like, look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to surrender, basically. It's something that my amazing mentor, Carrie Green from the Female Entrepreneur Association, she talks about in her videos, in like lots of different things, on her podcast as well. She talks about basically just surrendering to whatever it is out there you believe in. Maybe you don't believe in anything. I'm not exactly that woo-woo, but I believe from some coincidences, or, you know, magic, as I like to call it, that there is something out there. And I was saying, look, I'm surrendering to that thing, and show me like some kind of sign that like this is going to be okay. Like, you know, sometimes we just need that reassurance as entrepreneurs to be like, okay, like, you know, what's going out to work out there, what's happening like around me. Maybe I'm not acknowledging what's around me enough, but I think it takes us stopping and taking that break to actually properly acknowledge like all the magic that's out there and at work whilst we're kind of head in the game. So I'll tell you what happened actually as a result of taking a break in my business, whether that's in the day or maybe it's for a few days, maybe it's going on holiday. If you haven't taken a holiday for ages and ages, it's all about what can happen for you and for your business when you do that. So I'm going to give you 3 things that are actual benefits of taking that break in your business. And I will give you examples from my own personal experience and also just sort of general things that can happen as a result of taking that break. So the first thing that I'm going to tell you about is what happened to me last week. So carrying on from my story before, when I decided to take that mental break from my day and just say, look, I surrender, just show me a sign that, you know, things are at work around me and things are going well. And what I did was I took the whole evening off. I was reading a book in the bath, a fictional book as well. I didn't read anything really related to my business. I was just like, I'm taking a step back today. And I woke up the next morning and I had an email from Etsy. And I haven't spoken much about Etsy before because I don't really have a proper Etsy shop that's like up and running with loads and loads of products. I literally have about 5 products in my Etsy store. And it dates back to when I had my travel blog. So there's a couple of things on there that are travel related. And I didn't really pursue it that much. And I've been meaning to build it up a lot more since, but I just haven't got around to it yet. So just watch this space. I'll be putting things into my Etsy store in the near future. But yeah, what happened was I had this notification and it said that I'd had a sale. And I was like, what? That's crazy. Like, because I saw the products that it sold and it's been in my shop for about 2 years since I had my travel blog. And it's about social media travel content ideas. And it was like a PDF that I created and put on for like £2. And someone had actually bought that. And I was like, okay, you know, for a start, I'd forgotten that it was even on there. I thought I'd taken that one down. But no, someone actually bought it. And to have such one of those rare notifications from Etsy telling me someone's just like found me and bought something of mine that I just totally forgot about, it really was a fantastic reminder that all that energy I've been using, putting things out there into the world over this time, it's actually doing something. Like, taking that action is actually resulting in people finding me, people buying things. And it was just such an amazing, amazing sign. And you might say, well, that's just a coincidence, Charlotte. But I say it's really magical, because I was literally like, I need to take a step back today from what I'm doing. And then magically the next morning I received that notification and I just thought, you know, that is not just a coincidence. I'm not believing it's just a coincidence, because there are so many other examples of this kind of thing happening. I think when you realise that if you're just trying every day to become a little bit better and a little bit better, even just the tiniest bit, you will improve so much over time, and you're putting things out there, you're putting the right energy out there. And it was just a great reminder that taking that action is actually resulting in something really, really cool. So that's my first reason. So just to summarise, if you take a break from your business, something amazing could just happen. Like, the universe could send you a message encouraging you to keep going and look at what's happening out there, Charlotte. You know, what you've been doing all this time, things are happening out there, and here is a sign to show you that. So that is my first reason. My second reason is, well, you might actually get a new perspective on something. In your business, if you take a break from it. Sometimes we get tunnel vision, don't we? We're just looking straight down that tunnel at the one thing that we are focusing on at that time. And we just forget about everything else that is available to us sometimes. And I think that can be quite detrimental to our business, because we aren't acknowledging what's possible, and we're not thinking about other alternative ways of doing things. Sometimes we hear advice on how to do something from an expert, like an expert in online courses or an expert in like online marketing, and we think, well, they're saying I have to do it this way, so I'll have to do it this way, right? But no, that's not necessarily true. There are always alternatives, and whether it's taking the time to actually read a helpful email from someone that maybe you didn't have the time to open when you were too busy in your business, maybe just taking that time out and actually seeing these cool ideas in these emails that we didn't open actually gives us a whole new perspective on things. Maybe taking the time to actually read a book instead. Something might just pop out of the page and just say, hey, didn't you think about this? And it also gives you some extra reassurance as well. If you're looking at a video, if you start watching some YouTube videos that, you know, from speakers that you enjoy watching, they might give you some inspirational advice. So yeah, taking a break from your business can actually result in getting extra inspiration and thinking about alternative ways of doing things, new ideas, a new sense of creativity. So that's the second amazing reason that taking a break really, really will work for you. And then the third reason is that, well, physically, you are resting yourself. You are conserving energy. For going back to work on your business and being able to unleash that energy in the right way rather than letting it drain away when you're feeling anxious and stressed. If you take a break from your business when you're feeling a bit too much like that, I'm not saying, take a break always when you're stressed, but if you're reaching that point where it's actually becoming counterproductive to continue working on your business that day, and I think that this is definitely the case a lot for creatives in particular, is, well, if you don't have that creative energy to work on it, then maybe taking a break is one of the best things you can do, and you can get that extra inspiration, but you're also conserving your energy and you'll be able to use it in a much better way when you return to working on your business, when you have taken that break. So those are my 3 reasons why taking a break in your business is actually a really good idea, and it's specifically aimed at those people out there who get a little bit bogged down sometimes with their business and they feel like they have to just keep going and keep going and keep going, but they don't. And I am definitely one of those people who feels that way. And I think maybe from my working in corporate industry, that whole idea of you need to keep going and continue working even if you don't feel 100%. I always used to be like that. And sometimes taking a break can be frowned upon, right? I don't know. In society, I feel like that whole notion of taking a break to just be kind to yourself, that's actually not considered to be the right thing to do. So I'm just telling you that actually it's okay. And I see you because I am just like you and have always struggled to take a break. Like I mentioned, when I'm on holiday, I just like to be doing things all the time. And that's totally fine. But I just want to give you a reminder that taking a break is okay. And I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I am going to start doing videos as well as the podcast because I just think it's really helpful to be able to see the person who's talking to you when you're listening to the podcast, if you so wish. I know a lot of you like to just listen on the audio, which is fine as well. I love listening to podcasts when I'm in the gym and also when I'm going on walks. But occasionally I do like to just go and watch videos on YouTube as well. So I'm going to continue with this now and just give you that option of being able to watch or just listen. So yeah, go and check it out on the video if you're listening on podcasts, and vice versa. Go and download the podcast version if you're watching on video and you want to maybe listen again as another reminder for you. So that's the end of today's episode. But I also just wanted to share with you that my Simply Start Your Passion podcast course is it's actually available and ready for you. It's so exciting. I have got 2 extra bonuses as well that include getting your graphics done on Canva, which is just so awesome because I know a lot of us get a bit bogged down when we're doing our graphics, and this just helps you get them done in a really simple way that doesn't overwhelm you and gives you a template that you can create and use every week. So that's the first bonus. And second bonus is planning your episodes like a pro. So I give you my tips on how to plan your episode. I give you a little mini workbook so you can get started, and 15 useful episode ideas. So those are the special early bird bonuses, which I have extended for a limited time only. And then my amazing Valentine's Day offer, which is totally irresistible, if I must say so myself. It's consists of a one-on-one session with me where you can talk through your podcast idea and we can work on any issues that you're having. And it's just such a great one to have alongside taking the Simply Start Your Passion podcast course, because it means you have that extra one-on-one support from me in one session. So how exciting is that? And then the second part is that you actually get to be featured on this podcast. So like, that is a really, really awesome opportunity to get more visibility in your business. You can talk about your business on the show and obviously your new podcast too. So when you've completed your podcast, you can come onto my show and be a guest and talk with me about your business. So how awesome. Those are my bonuses. So if you want to get started on your podcast and you want to do it in a really simple way with free tools and you don't want that technical overwhelm, go and check it out. I'll put the link in the show notes. Simply Start Your Passion podcast. It's my brand new online course. It's 5 modules and you can get started today for just £99. But go and check out the info page where there's a little bit more detail on the modules and also the bonuses as well to refresh your memory. So I can't wait to see you inside. It's just such a huge thing that I'm passionate about. You know that I love this podcast and I want to help so many more of you get started on yours because it's such a great opportunity to get more visible in your industry. And also it's a great creative outlet too. And it's also a fab way to connect with your audience in a more personal way. I just love talking on here because it's so easy to share like those personal and relatable stories. So go and check out Simply Start Your Passion podcast. The link is in the show notes. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please send me an email to hello@creativegoddessclub.com, or you can send me a direct message on Instagram. And I would just be so happy to chat with you about the course. So I'm going to take off now, but I hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. And I will touch base again with you next Friday. Bye.